All drivers to the grid, all drivers to the grid. It is 1:41. We are going to be releasing the grid here in about 4 minutes, so go ahead, make your way to the grid. And it looks like the grid is out on track. We are underway here. Because of the cold weather, it is a brisk 48 degrees right now. We're going to let them do 2 warm-up laps. So we'll see them go by one time, and then we will be hot. And if you're watching online at home right now, it's some great shots from the AMP Skycam. As the field is making their way around turns 14 right now. So we are getting ready to run a 25-minute sprint race. Your starting lineup, race 1 winner, the number 85 of Blake Fabiani, will be your pole sitter, followed by the number 64 of Keith Williamson on the outside pole. On row number 2, the number 93 of Raiden Nickel is your number 3 starter. Number 4 is the 193 of Jeremy Durst, followed by the number 81 of Bill Miller. And rounding out the field is the number 13 of Chris Hunn in the only Spec E30 right now on grid. And it looks like the number 11 of Kyle Haney was able to get out here. He had a little bit of trouble during the practice qualifying session, was not able to run in race number 1, but it looks like he got those issues resolved, and he is now back out on the grid. We had a little interesting mishap during the first race. We didn't catch it on camera because it was while we were switching out the stream quality. We're having some issues, so while we went down, they actually had some deer run across the back half of the track, and one of them made contact with the number 64 of Keith Williamson. So I was talking to the drivers after that first race, and apparently one of them got it on camera on their GoPro, so maybe we will have some footage to upload later this week. So anything could happen out here at Atlanta Motorsports Park. As our drivers go out of sight, they will be making their way around the back side of the track, and we should be green flag racing this time by. And as we patiently wait for the field to come back around, and the pace car is off the track, the field is gridded, and the green flag is out. As the field goes diving into turn 1, Blake Fabiani taking the inside line with Williamson on the outside. They're neck and neck, 2 by 2, coming out of turn 1, going into the 2-3 complex. Williamson just edging out Fabiani as he takes the lead going into turn 3. The field still bunched up heading into the carousel. Williamson, Fabiani, Durst are your top 3 right now. As they make it through turn 6, coming up over the hill. And we will be dark on the backside of the track here, ladies and gentlemen, as we replace the battery in our drone for those of you watching at home. So we should see the field come back into view here momentarily. And here they come back into view, coming out of turn 15 into 16 onto the front straightaway. Williamson still holding that lead over Blake Fabiani. Jeremy Durst in 3rd, followed by Raiden Nickel in 4th. Number 13 of Chris Hunn in the 5th spot, followed by Bill Miller. And rounding out your field, in the number 11, Kyle Haney. And your leaders are starting to put a little bit of a gap on the field. As we are 2 minutes into this 25-minute sprint race. And a great shot here as you see them barreling over that hill through turn 7 and 8. You can really see the elevation change here as they go into turns 10, going up that back hill. 98 feet of total elevation change. And then you're met with a hard right-left turn going into 13, 14, and 15. And it looks like Fabiani is hot on Williamson's tail, practically polishing his bumper for him as they come through turn 16. And Fabiani practically shoving Williamson across the line as they barrel into turn 1. This is the hardest braking section of the entire track. And your mid-pack staying pretty tight from the third spot with the number 193 of Jeremy Durst, followed by the number 93 of Raiden Nickel, the number 13 of Chris Hunn, and the number 81 of Bill Miller. The number 11, Kyle Haney, bringing up the back of the field, but these guys are grouped up. These cars are loving. Oh! Kyle Haney making a move on the inside of Bill Miller, gets around. As the rest of the field takes to the back side of the track. As you can see, Williamson coming up Smokers Hill there, going into turn 12. Fabiani's still on his backside. They are neck and neck. And here come your leaders back down the front straightaway. Still Williamson, Fabiani 1 and 2 as they are going for every bit of drafting help there. And Raiden Nichols making the pass on Jeremy Durst as they go into turn number 1. And he is able to secure that number 3 spot as he gets around Durst. As he eyeballs those leaders, although he's going to have a bit of a mountain to climb. There is almost a 2-second difference in lap times between your two leaders and the rest of the pack. Keith Williamson turning a 135.89 that last time by. Raiden Nickel leading the the first mid pack with a 137.59 that last time past the finish line. And here come your leaders around the backside of the track. And it looks like there's a little action there from Chris Hunn trying to make the pass on Durst through 14. We'll see as they come back. As Fabiani challenging Williamson for the lead. Gets the inside line heading into turn 1. He makes the pass, comes out ahead, but Williamson has a little bit more momentum. Let's see. Going into turn 2, can Williamson get back out in front? And we'll see as they go out of sight behind the hill up into the carousel. Fabiani's going to hang on to that inside line, which will give him the advantage coming through the carousel. That's going to help him set up a turn 5 and, more importantly, turn 6. And while all that was happening, Chris Hunn made the pass on Kyle Haney and is now running in the 4th spot. Fabiani locking it up a little bit coming into turn 6. Manages to get that car back under control and maintain the lead as the leaders go into turn 7 and 8. And action in that mid-pack is heating up as the number 11 of Kyle Haney dukes it out with the number 13 of Chris Hunn. You can watch them as they come up the back here, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the 1-2 of Williamson and Fabiani, followed by Nichols, Hunn, and Haney right there just behind them. And then rounding out the field, and that last pack of 2 is Durst and Miller. As you see your leaders come back through 16 onto the main straight. And diving into turn 1, Williamson on the inside line tries to make the pass. Fabiani carried a little bit more speed. Let's see how this plays out as they go through 2-3. Williamson on the outside trying to edge out Fabiani. He's going to have the inside line going into the carousel. And Fabiani trying to maintain speed on the outside, but let's see what happens here. Position is key coming into 6. As they are heavy on the brakes. Fabiani to the inside, Williamson to the outside. He's going to carry more speed, and he's going to close the door. Your new race leader, Keith Williamson, taking the lead from Blake Fabiani. Chris Hunn still hot on the heels of Ray Nickel right now. And you can see those drivers as they come through these back turns. There is only one line through there, and if you do not take it, you will lose speed through this back section of the track. This 2 miles of asphalt here at Atlanta Motorsports Park is very technical. It is not the easiest place to pass, and you have to capitalize on every mistake. And just like that, Kyle Haney makes it around Chris Hunn through turn 1, taking up the 5th spot. Jeremy Durst and Bill Miller falling back a little bit. So you've got 3 packs running right now. You've got the 1-2 of Williamson and Fabiani, followed closely in that mid pack by Nickel, Hunn, and Haney. The gap right now between first and second is only 0.095 seconds, so less than 1/10 separates your leaders right now. It's a little bit more going back to that mid-pack of about 5.6 seconds. But these drivers are keeping the action tight, and they're keeping it hot right now. As your leaders make their way through 16 and back onto the front straight. Fabiani to the outside. He's going to run the inside line here into turn 1. Let's see if he can do it. Who can outbrake who? And Fabiani makes the cross. Williamson dips back down to the inside. Carries more speed and is going to get back out in front of him, setting up the carousel. Williamson to the inside as they go through turn 4. I think Blake tried, but he just overshot one a little bit, crossed over Williamson, which let him cut to the inside and maintain that lead position. Kyle Haney giving the chrome horn there to Ray Nickel as they're going into 6. Saying speed up or move over. And here come your leaders up the back hill. Fabiani looking to the inside, trying to get around Williamson, doing anything he can. He seems to set up the run pretty good here from 14, 15, and 16 down to the front straightaway. We'll see if he does it here again as they make their way around the backside. We are 13 minutes, almost halfway, or just over halfway in this 25-minute race number 2. And Williamson and Fabiani will cross the line 1-2, nose to tail. Not much action happening that time in turn number 1. I think at this point they might need to settle back, save the brakes, because this is 25 minutes of racing out here. Can't race it like the last lap every lap. And there go your leaders through turn 6, delicately keeping 2 tires on the track to avoid that runoff penalty. And Bill Miller getting dangerously close there to going 4 off. Keeps it on the track and keeps underway. Here are your leaders coming up turn 12. And you can see them here, folks, at the top of your screen as they're going through 15 and 16. And Fabiani looking to the outside line here. Let's see what he does. And it is not working for him. He's going to have to duck back into the second spot. Kyle Haney managed to get around Raiden Nickel while they were out of frame, pushing Raiden back to the 4th spot. Kyle Haney now up to 3. Whatever he did to his car during race 1, because he was out trying to do repairs, he was not able to run race 1. Whatever he did, it must have worked, because he had to start in the back, and he has already worked his way up to 3rd spot. And folks, if you are watching at home, keep an eye on Raiden Nickel. This is his first race with us out at Main Track. 13 years old, hanging with the big boys out at the 2-mile main circuit here at Atlanta Motorsports Park. He has been dominant in the KA100s back at Kart Track and the Tag Juniors. Looking to step up to the big track, making his debut with us here today. As your leaders coming through 15, Fabiani right on Williamson's tail as he tries to make the move coming through 16. We'll see what happens here as they come across the line. He swings back wide to the outside. It didn't work for him last time. Let's see what happens this time. And he ducks back down to that inside line at the last second. We are 16 and a half minutes in, so that's about 7.5 to go. Or 8.5 to go. My bad, my math is a little off here, folks. And Fabiani locking those brakes up a little bit. You see that white smoke coming out as they set up turn 6. Haney, Nickel, and Hun hot on their tails as they cross over 7 and out of sight. And here come your leaders up Smokers Hill into turn 12 and 13. If you've never been on this track, that is a blind corner as you're coming to the top of the hill there. Oh, spin out. Looks like Blake Fabiani lost it at the back of the track. He is still sitting there. Let's see if his car is okay, if he gets back underway. And trouble for Blake Fabiani. He was hot on Williamson's tail, but drove it a tiny bit too hard there in 14. Spun out. And it looks like he is back underway. That is a tough break for Fabiani, although with his win in race number 1, he all but secured the championship. So he's out here racing for fun, but obviously for pride. And now Keith Williamson all by his lonesome self up in first place. Will that mid-pack be able to catch back up and put any pressure on him? We've only got about 6.5 minutes left in this contest, and there is quite the sizable gap right now. That last time by, almost 6 seconds separating your leader from second place. And as you see that mid-pack making their way through 14, we'll see if Ray Nickel will put the pressure on to Haney, currently sitting in third place. Like to make that second. And I was mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. We are only doing a 20-minute race today, so we are deviating from our normal. So the white flag is out. Oh, and it looks like Ray Nickel sent it a little hard into turn 1. Went off track as he is able to recover, but he is going to lose out on that podium for this race as Chris Hunn will happily take the position and is now running third behind Kyle Haney. And that is a tough break for Ray Nickel, racing in his first ever race day up here at the main track at Atlanta Motorsports Park. But fortunately, with the way we do points, he will still get credit for third place in race number 1. But as it sits, he is currently in the 5th spot. Looks like 5th spot. We'll see when he comes past the line. It might be 6th. We'll see if Durst was able to hold off Raiden as they make their way back around. And here comes Williamson, uncontested, past the line, takes the checkered flag. Kyle Haney takes second, followed by Chris Hunn. That'll be your top 3 as we wait for the rest of the field to show. Jeremy Durst takes the flag for 4th. Ray Nickel in 5th. Bill Miller in the 6th spot. And your race 1 winner had that unfortunate spin 2 laps ago. And it looks like he is already going to go ahead and make his way to the pits. Well, that will do it for us today, folks, here at Atlanta Motorsports Park. We hope you enjoyed watching our broadcast here today. Please comment, share, tell us what you thought. We're going to be back out here in 2 weeks again at the start of the summer season. We hope you enjoyed our coverage here today. We are always trying to bring you a better product week in and week out. And so hopefully with the new edition of the AMP Skycam, we can better show you what's going on here on track. We're starting our new juniors class next month March 13th. That'll be interesting. We're going to hopefully get some legends out here for the juniors and the adults, along with our normal Spec E30 Spec Miata. And then if the weather warms up a little bit, we will hopefully see the return of the downforce drivers. So we look forward to having a full program for you guys next month. Saturday, March 13th. If you want to come out and watch, it is free to spectate. If you don't want to watch, you want to stay home and stay warm, you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We also will be returning soon with the AMP E-Series. That should come back in late March. We had 4 of them last year. We had seasons 1 through 4. Ended up broadcasting about 32 episodes of the AMP E-Series. So if you like some good racing, stay tuned, follow our channels, and of course, tell all your friends about Atlanta Motorsports Park. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope you have a good rest of your Saturday. For myself, Will Rigdon, up here in the booth, my cameraman, or camerawoman, Collins Rigdon, drone operator, Sam Fletcher, video switcher, Josh Holland, and all-around general help, Dale Temple. We thank you for tuning in. So long, everybody.